So if you're a male, middle-aged male, diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and you're wanting to reverse it just like I did, but you don't want to do it with medications or supplements, and you don't want it to be complicated, well then you come to the right place, because this is the Type 2 Diabetes Brotherhood. Welcome, my brothers. I pledge to you guys that I will never, ever endorse anything that is not going to be for your well-being. I'm pretty much sick and tired of being lied to, misled. I don't necessarily think we've been lied to, but it's just people don't know, right? A lot of individuals who are in the health industry on multiple stratums. And I want to talk today about my intermittent fasting. And this is kind of like a show, what do you call it, documentation. And basically what I've done, which I've never done before, is I switched up my 24-hour fast to eating around 11 to 12 o'clock, right? I've been eating dinner at 5 p.m. every day. If I do my 24-hour fast, I load up with my food, basically refeeding time. And what's happening is my blood sugars are remaining higher as I sleep throughout the night, because my gas tank, if you imagine your body like a vehicle, the gas tank's full and I'm going to bed and I'm not driving my vehicle around. So by switching over to around noontime, I'm burning up a lot of that fuel, and I have less gas in the tank, less blood sugar spikes or elevations during the nighttime while I sleep. So this is going to be completely evident as I show you the interface to my continuous glucose monitor right after I'm done talking about this. And I want to show you guys, today is May 20th. From May 18th, when I went to bed, blood sugars were really high. I'd say like anywhere from 116 milligrams to 100 milligrams per deciliter throughout the whole entire night till I woke up. Now, May 19th, blood sugars were just above 100 to 105, getting fluctuating, and you'll see this again in the interface of the glucose monitor. Today is May 20th, Tuesday, and my blood sugars are just above 100 all day and all into the night. So you can literally see the progression of doing the fasting, how the blood sugars are going lower and lower and lower as I sleep throughout the night. Now, I purposefully have raised my blood sugars to show you guys this kind of information, this kind of illustration live, so that you guys can know for yourself without any bullshit that this is actually real. Now, I reversed my type 2 diabetes, if you're new here, back in 2023, and I've been experimenting on myself doing such things as this. As my latest one was to actually get myself back to pre-diabetes, which I successfully did. I had an A1C of 6.0, and now I'm down to a 5.4, which is considered completely normal. That's according to my doctors from LabWorks, which I can share if you guys still want to. Let me know in the description if you guys want me to go over my labs with you. But from the doctors, they're saying it's a 5.4 A1C. From my continuous glucose monitor, it's saying I'm at a 5.1 A1C. So it's a give or take. Who wants to tell if I've got my diabetes in control here, my pre-diabetes? But as far as how low I've gone. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So yeah, everything's going really great. And this is the way intermittent fasting, Big Brother doesn't want you guys to know about this kind of stuff, right? They want to keep you sick. They want to keep you just alive enough so that you're stuck on medications, because there's a multi-billion-dollar industry and it's only climbing, my friends. The numbers are just astronomical. There was like 21 million, I think, in like diabetics in the US alone back in 2010. We're now in 2025, and I think by the end of 2025, the projection is supposed to be 39 million, just to give you a perspective. So this is where a lot of people, certain individuals, are not going to share things with you because it's not very profitable. But for you guys that don't want to use the medications, you don't have to, really. If you're already on them, again, guys, this is not medical advice. I'm not a doctor. Consult your doctor if you are type 2 diabetic. But I'm just a regular old Joe who's done it himself, and I'm sharing what works for me. And what works for me may not work for you. I don't know. But intermittent fasting is cheap. It's simple. It's not easy. You know, it's, what is it, around 10 a.m. right now, and I'm starting to get a little bit of hunger. But I can stave it off till around 11, 12, right? So I actually really get hungry. And the beautiful part is that if working, like, what works for me may not work for you as far as intermittent fasting goes, you can switch it up. You know, I've talked about this, and I will talk about this a lot. You can switch everything up. Feeding time could be first thing in the morning. It could be noon. For instance, tomorrow, or today, I'm probably going to feed around 11, 12 o'clock. I'm going to have half a pound of smoked tri-tip with 4 eggs, some salsa, and a whole avocado. Then I'll probably have my 30-gram protein shake about 30 minutes or an hour later after that, just to kind of load up to get me through the day. Being a roofing contractor, I spend a lot of calories, right? I burn a lot of fuel moving around, so that's what works for me. For you, it may be half that. But again, interchange it. But to go back to what I was saying, tonight I made chicken fajitas yesterday, and they've been marinating in the fridge. And I'm gonna have probably maybe a cup of chicken fajita, just a very small dinner before I go to bed, and see what that does. I'm interchanging. So not only do you not have to do just a 24-hour fast, you can literally do like a 20-hour fast and then eat for 4 hours. So let's just say I eat at 1 o'clock p.m. today, then I could eat a smaller portion at 5 p.m. So whatever works for you. You won't know unless you're using the continuous glucose monitor, because just like the vehicle you're driving around, which represents your body, you don't know how much gas is in your tank, which represents the sugar. You want to know what those levels are, and the CGM is going to tell you that. You also don't know any progress. You don't know how many miles you're putting on your vehicle, right, on your body, until you know where those blood sugars are. So one thing I forgot to say too is that my doctors are saying everything's fine, and my continuous glucose monitor is even saying that everything's fine. But don't be fooled, my brothers, because my fasted waking up blood sugars are above 100. That means that's pre-diabetes. That means just because my blood work says everything's fine, just because the average of my CGM says everything's fine, it doesn't. The doctors or the specialists or the CGM is not telling me that, hey man, the normal number waking up in the morning on an empty stomach should be 99 and below. That's considered normal. In fact, optimal is going to be somewhere around 86 milligrams per deciliter, somewhere around that vicinity. That's when you know that you're just like tip freaking top, like you are elite in perfect fucking mode. So that's what I like to do. If you guys know me, I'm very competitive. And I don't recommend that everybody try to do that all the time. It's a lot of work, but you should definitely strive to at least stay below 99 milligrams per deciliter when you wake up in the morning. And as I said, adjust your feeding time. Do it in the morning, do it at lunch, do a smaller dinner, take out your dinner, mix up the times, mix up the portions that you eat, mix up the type of food. So you guys notice too that I said eggs, smoked tri-tip, some salsa and avocado. That's a very low carb diet. So you also want to make sure that you're not eating something like pasta or rice or something before you go to bed, or even when you break your fast. If your blood sugars are low and your body's hungry, you've got the stress hormone because your body's stressing a little bit, it's saying it's hungry. You go and introduce some carbohydrates into that mix, your blood sugar is going to spike through the ceiling. Whereas if you give it something like nice proteins and healthy fats, your body's going to spike a little bit, but it's not going to be a huge spike. It's just your body's ravenous, right? It's just wanting something. So it's going to convert that food very quickly. It's saying, I need gas. We're out. The gas tank's almost empty. We need to refuel this thing as soon as possible. So you don't want to just jump in with something really heavy. And in fact, some of you guys might want to practice a tip here is having something like a sparkling water, like a Topo Chico or a Perrier or some sort of bubbly water, a mineral water with lemon in it before you eat, maybe about 30 minutes before. This gives your stomach a chance. You put something in it, your stomach can kind of gradually go into feeding instead of just whop, one big giant frickin', bowling ball in your stomach. So something to take in consideration. Or you could even eat like a very small portion of something. Like I wouldn't recommend doing a protein smoothie. For me, it spikes me. I don't know if it would spike you. And when I say spike, it doesn't mean that it goes, to the moon. It just spikes me up probably about 20 points or so. I notice if I eat my calories, my meat, my body handles things a lot better. So yeah, give it a shot. I would recommend definitely some sort of mineral water before you eat to make the transition, or also eat your calories instead of drinking your calories. If you're gonna have a protein shake or something, have it after you've had the healthy fats and the proteins. So yeah, let's take a look at what my blood sugars look like for the past couple days. I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so here's where I stand right now, and it is May 20th, And I actually had dinner instead of skipping out dinner. But I wanted to show you guys my blood sugar results from intermittent fasting. Guys, I did have dinner right here at 5:10. My CGM is going to actually expire so pretty soon here, so I wanted to make this video a little bit earlier. But I'm sitting around 113 right now. I had a sparkling water before I broke my fast, and I actually had a small chicken bowl of chicken fajitas here, and I had a little sparkling water afterwards. But I want you guys to notice as I scroll through here that my blood sugars actually in the evening a little bit higher. Let's go to dinner time yesterday, and you guys can see I did not eat anything, and blood sugars were, this was lemon water, that's all I had, and a walk. You guys can see blood sugars were a lot lower. So intermittent fasting, basically doing a 24-hour, which I did yesterday. I want to show you guys my blood sugars from yesterday morning, early morning. I won't go through the whole thing, but yeah, we've got 114. This is like 4 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 104 milligrams per deciliter, but just notice that how close this is to the optimal range. This dark gray area is the optimal glucose range. Right now I'm at 100%, which is supposed to be really good, but not when you're waking up with blood sugars at 104 milligrams per deciliter. That should be below 99. So the intermittent fasting is working though, because let's take a look at last night's blood sugars. Again, keep an eye on that dark gray zone. Look at, we're almost like 50% less. So all during the night, I did hit a couple 100, but mainly down in the upper 90s to low 100s. And that's good. This is the progress that I want to see by intermittent fasting. I can rewind a couple days later and show you guys that it was even higher and higher. You can see it getting lower and lower and lower. Well, I just said it. Why don't we go ahead and do it? Let's just go back. You know, I want to show you guys, I woke up at 105. That's the dawn phenomenon right there. But as I slept, blood sugars were a lot lower. So let's go back 3 days ago. Let's go to the night before, and I'll show you guys how high. Look at this. Really high. Really high here in the early mornings, right? Intermittent fasting. This is all these little dots down here are just some sparkling water. We come in here, I'm at the high end again, as you guys can see, but it actually is a little bit lower starting early in the morning. And then intermittent fasting last night. Guys, can you see this? Look at that, dropping and dropping, lower and lower. So unfortunately, when I put a new CGM, it fucking sucks because the whole thing has to dial in. It's gonna get all wonky, and I'll show you guys what that looks like tomorrow. But I wanted to show you guys before I change out my sensor what the intermittent fasting does for you. So guys, this is what all you need. If you're skeptical and you don't want to take drugs or medications or supplements, you don't have to. Just stop eating, and literally you'll start getting your blood sugars down to normal. So this entire week, you probably want to follow me, because I'm gonna keep on this intermittent fasting here just to kind of show you guys how low I can get these up. Now, I deliberately ate a lot of calories and a lot of foods to get my blood sugars up high. I'm deliberately not doing that to show you the effects of intermittent fasting and how that alone right there. You know, of course, exercise, changing your diet has something to do with it, but intermittent fasting really is a powerful tool that you can use. It's free. Big Brother doesn't want you to know about it because they can't profit off of it. So yep, I'm going to change out my sensor, and we'll see you guys out tomorrow.